Namaste and blessings. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nela Maat. Thank you guys for being here. Today we are going to be channeling messages from the ancestors and our spirit guides. And so if you choose to stay, please make sure to keep an open mind and an open heart. All right, to receiving what we need to hear, what we need to know, what we need to be aware of, instead of just coming with, fixations and expectations, conscious and unconscious, because that just lead people right into disappointment. And so I just like to make that clear. I have come to notice, right, that there's a lot of people who are feeling very lost and confused. There's a lot of anger coming out and people feeling like, hey, I'm tired of hearing that things are coming. Like, what is everything? And like, I am not here for that. You know what I mean? My content is very different. The work I do is rooted in integrity. And that's why I'm saying let's keep an open mind, an open heart. The world's changing, and so are we. We're talking about our human evolution. We're going into a cycle of evolution, and so we're moving through it, okay? All right, enough of that. I thank you guys for being here. I thought of starting these messages with messages from the universe. Sometimes, there's some sweet messages here. So let's just set the intentions, to call in our loved ones and our spirit guides, our ancestors, and asking for divine assistance on our journey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Feel like taking a deep breath in. We got our first one. Let's get two of them, okay? Okay. All right. So we have two messages. Let's go. First one says, if something deep within you tells you that something is not quite right, trust it. If you are unhappy in your life, change something. It is entirely up to you. Stop making excuses. You are in control of your life. Okay, so hear me out. Let's unpack this message. If something deep within you is telling you that something is not quite right, let's please not make assumptions, ask the correct questions, and then get yourself into prayer, meditation, or even take a walk, process your emotions, and then make conscious choices and decisions, okay? And then, if you're unhappy with your life, well, you can change it 100%. However, it's not just black or white, right? Let's just be realistic. Just you have control over your life to a degree, not entirely. And so what I would say to you is that receive life with an open heart and an open mind. Understand that there are fated situations, things that you are meant to go through it. Find the polarity of the situations, right? The duality. There's always something positive to learn about anything. And then if you're unhappy with your life, well, listen and ask yourself important questions. So practicing mindfulness, self-inquiry, and processing your emotions is going to help you find that center, and then, right, you can make conscious choices and decisions. Then the next one, you are safe, you are protected, the worst is behind you, and you are ready to move beyond the challenges that you were set for, that that they were set for you. Lessons have been learned. It is safe for you to trust your path. And now let's expand these messages too. And I do this because I am a person who the Aquarius and the Gemini in me, I bring higher perspective, bigger picture thinking. We have to expand in our thinking. Are you safe and protected? 100%. Are you alone? No. Even in those moments when you think like nobody is there for you, Creator is always there. Is the words behind you? Well, we are in a process of closing cycles. And so if you have made the conscious choice to start your healing journey, so then yes, the words is behind you because you are now doing something positive to shift, right, your life. And then are you ready to move beyond the challenges? 100%. And I think that this is why you're seeking right now. Okay? Beautiful. And so we are going to now use a different deck. We're going to ask the ancestors for messages, okay? Right away, there are two messages, and they're showing me a current of water, and they're saying, allow your emotions to run freely. Feel your emotions, understand your emotions, love your emotions, find the feelings, unpack that. So they want you to not fight against the current. Why? Because our emotions, our feelings are letting us know that there's something that is bothering us, right? And so we want to ground ourselves into receiving our emotions, okay? And instead of suppressing or trying to dismiss them. So find a healthy way to process your emotions, okay? The second message is about flexibility and adaptability, okay? Beginner's mind. It's important to understand and make peace with the fact that everybody is moving at their own pace. Every person have their own blueprint, right? How the energies affect you and your own chemistry in response to the challenges and processing what comes with the energy, with the energetics, right? Is very unique and authentic. So it's important to find a way to flow more with the process we're in. And that's why they're showing me the current of water again. A lot of the discomfort we experience because we like the idea of control. We want to control this journey. We wanna grab it because it's like there's so much discomfort. So we are like, how can we make this stop, right? But then no. Once again, there's divine timing. You have your own time, and it's your responsibility and your job to surrender to the divine plan that is unfolding in your life, okay? It is all going to be for your benefit. Even the discomfort, even the hard times, everything will bring healing, okay, in your life. Okay. So we have the energy of the caterpillar, number 4, caterpillar with opportunity. Excuse my nails, I had to go to a nail salon again. So this energy of the number 4 speaks of inner foundations. This energy also is making me think and feel like the planet Venus, okay? And yes, Venus, Taurus energy speaks of strong foundations, values, priorities, self-care, self-trust, speaks of the divine feminine, right? So there I'm seeing the Empress. So Taurus Venus energy, there's a process to your becoming, and there's a process that must be embodied and honored when it comes to you manifesting the changes and manifesting your desires into fruition. Okay? So you are meant to be working with your feminine, right? Being open and receptive to the flow and embracing the journey as it is without having the need and the want and the desire to control it, because at the end of the day, that's one of the main lessons we're learning through our journey of spiritual awakening and conscious manifestation in co-creation with Creator Mother Earth, is the aspect to where we have to surrender our ego and our human desire to control things. Okay, and so this energy is saying honor the process of manifestation. Just like you are pregnant, the Empress, right? She is pregnant, Venus, because she is meant to birth her ideas that are divine and guided into fruition. But she knows that she is the vessel and the vehicle to give birth to the projects, to the creations, to the changes in this physical plane. And so we are not running the show. We are just vessels. And as vessels, we must respect the cycles and we must create the vessel to receiving first, right? Then we move with our masculine. This is radical acceptance, the beloved. Our masculine creates this tragedy, the strategy, the structure, and it moves, right? It takes action. So we have this energy of masculine and feminine. This number 2 of the beloved is union, is partnership, is collaboration. And now this is about your own divine masculine and your own divine feminine merging, right, through radical acceptance. So this means I love you and we're working together. Okay? So we must honor the different energies and chemistry. There's a beautiful union happening and unfolding, but there is an alchemical process also happening. And with this alchemical process, right, we are meant to also be experiencing discomfort. So it's not a linear process. There's a lot unfolding in our lives. So let's add to our spiritual journey, right? Truth, spiritual truth. We have a spiritual body. We have a physical body. We have a mental body and an emotional body. And we are going through the alchemy within each of them. So this journey we're in is not as simple as, it is portrayed in the media and all of that. There's a lot of spiritual bypassing. There's a lot of false information out there. So I'm just unpacking this for you. This is what the ancestors want you to know. The process you are in is deeply spiritual and sacred. And the number one lesson or realization that we experience as we move through this journey is the aspect to where you have to surrender your ego wants and desires. So there must be a transformation, okay? What else? Ancestors, spirit guides of the Most High. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have the Magician's Sword with confident is your magic. So there's more masculine energy here. The sword cutting through the veils of density, of deception, our own deception, right? The magician's sword is the sword of truth. So this is saying no to self-doubt, procrastination, wanting to control. We're cutting through our human vices, and we're meant to then integrate them and transform, right? Letting to go. So from human vices into virtues. And at the same time, we're integrating our shadow, because if you know how your shadow works, then you can use the magician's sword with confidence, with integrity, and you say, no, this is no longer how we move. This is not how becoming a conscious co-creator magician works, right? The dream thief. The dream thief. Refusal of the call. And this is what I'm talking about. When we're using the magician's sword, Mercury, the power of our words, our intellect, logic and intuition together, masculine and feminine though, applying knowledge, right? Now we're talking about it. And so the dream thief is, or are, sorry, the aspects of us that are in our shadow. And so we're meant to use the sword to cut through the deception. And also this energy is that of discernment. As a truth seeker, as someone who's walking in the spiritual path, I have to ask myself important questions. What am I believing to be true? Am I really researching? Do I have the correct data? Who am I following? What kind of people am I listening? You know, like what's up? What's up? Why? Because we are in the world of temptation and deception, duality and polarity. And it is our responsibility to become conscious magicians. We are meant to discern, and discernment must be cultivated. And in order for a person to practice discernment, we have to cut through our own deception and ignorance. So there's a process, like I said, of alchemy, destruction, revelations, right? And then integration that we're going through. And so if you want answers about your manifestations, the truth is in all of these energetics. You have different aspects of yourself that are working together, and they're coming into union as you allow yourself to follow the process, as you allow yourself to go through a process of healing and integration and processing and understanding your emotions, understanding the elements. Then you are integrating, and so you start to ground from the spiritual your creations. The changes you make within are going to be experienced in the outside world. Remember, we call things out from our unconscious. So if you are not going through the alchemical process, if you're not putting the real work, right, then without embodiment, there's no transformation. There's no evolution. There's no ascension. Spiritual ascension is not linear. The spiritual ascension goes through all the tree of life, the Sephiroth, the primordial, the planets. There are lessons that we must overcome. There is karma that we must clear. That's why we start with root chakra, ancestral healing. You must go after correction. You must seek correction in spiritual understanding, and then you start to ascend little by little. But it's not linear, and it's not like a ladder, like a regular ladder. You know what I mean? So you need to ask yourself, where am I finding myself right now? What cycle? Okay, well, I'm going through revelations. Things are becoming more clear. I'm clearing my vessel. You might be processing a lot of emotions. Okay, if I'm all over the place right now, if I don't feel safe, I'm still in survival. I'm moving through the layers of density. So I'm working through it. So if I'm experiencing desperation and I'm all over the place and scared, it's because I still have unconscious things to resolve. So Creator, yes, is protecting you. Yes, 100%. If you are committed to your journey and you are doing the work, Creator is watching upon you, and so are your ancestors. Of course, we must reach out to our ancestors, okay, and our spirit guides through meditation and ceremony and rituals, right? That doesn't have to be the big thing. You can just light a candle. It's all about intentions. Anyways, what I'm saying is that you need to go into a place of self-inquiry and integrity and ask yourself, have I been investing in my journey? If I am wanting to manifest something, do I understand that there are cycles? And the most important part, do I understand that there's divine timing? And what does that mean? People speak of divine timing. What does that mean? That means that you need to surrender first to the fact that you are not in control. So things are not going to happen just because you want it, just because you're overworking yourself. No. This is to where our ego gets transformed. This journey is going to get you into surrendering. And so understand where you at, okay, my love? So now moving forward, we have joyful muse with inspiration, right? So you are meant to be channeling and investing in your creations and your skills, new talents, learning, researching, and doing and investing in your journey, okay, and the things that you're being called to do. We have the cosmic womb with the divine feminine. Number 6, so that's the lowers. We're going through choices and decisions, merging masculine and feminine. We are meant to be healing our masculine brain, feminine brain, understanding how the processing within them work. Yeah, how are the planetary alignments affecting me? Where, in which house of the astrology, my astrological houses, right, chart, am I going through lessons? And then we have the moon maiden with new beginnings. So yes, fall equinox, another cycle begins. So here we go. We're going through a new cycle, and we're meant to continue in our journey. First things first, we surrender to the bigger picture of what is truly unfolding in our lives. Okay? If you're working through the process of your spiritual embodiment and true spiritual ascension, and you're on a journey, and there is a process and there are cycles, and you need to understand that all you have to do is look at the mother where she's at, and you will know where you are too. And respect that and surrender and continue with humility, with honesty, with love. Knowing that you're safe and protected and that things will come when you need them. Miracles will happen. All right, you guys, I want to give gratitude to our ancestors, our past loved ones, our spirit guides. Thank you for doing the real work. There's not many of us, believe it or not. There's not many of us. And so I just want to honor you. Thank you so much for being here. May you be blessed on your journey. Namaste. Ciao, ciao.